Alright, so welcome to a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be just talking about some things, as you can probably tell from the title, as I play in this this world here, because I don't actually, VC isn't working quite right now, so I'm just going to talk about what I have to talk about. So, as you read from the title, yeah, I wouldn't believe it either, but apparently Microsoft might be buying Mojang, which, now first, I would think in my head, absolutely not. Not happening, no way. How could they do this? They've got such a large community of PC, PlayStation 4, Pocket Edition users that are going to feel left out. But I'm just going to talk about my my thoughts on it, because I'm not just instantly against it. Just things to keep in mind. Take, for example, the corporation of Microsoft. Just about everyone I know knows what Microsoft is. Everybody knows that it's a company started by Bill Gates, who is like the second or third richest person in the world. I know he's not the richest, crazy. And he's got all this stuff with, Xbox, he's got the Windows Phone, obviously Windows Computer is his most successful thing, and he's got all this stuff. Everybody knows who Microsoft is, what Microsoft is, and why am I lagging on 1.7 beta. So, it's not like, when you hear something Microsoft, you're gonna go, oh, maybe what's that? There's something interesting. But if you hear something like with Mojang, you're gonna be like, oh, what's that? So most people don't know what Mojang is. I bet some people who play Minecraft don't even know what Mojang is, or a notch for that matter. But the thing is that Microsoft has thousands and thousands of workers, thousands of employees, maybe even tens of thousands. They got a lot of workers all across the United States and in other countries. They're known worldwide. Mojang, on the other hand, has, I'm pretty sure, 1 or 2 buildings. There are 40 workers that work for Mojang. 40 workers. And that includes, I believe it includes Notch and all those guys, but 40 workers, that's it. Which is not a lot, considering how tremendously successful the game has been. It sounds weird to say that a game like that has only 40 people working under it. And someone told me at school today too, I just mentioned it to them, and they said, well, of course they're going to do the deal, Mojang is, because it's $2 billion in their pocket. But Mojang actually, now this isn't, I'm not sure if they mean like this year, up to, August or whatever, or if they mean last full year. But they made about $140 million off of their game and merchandise. $140 million for their 40 workers. Now, let's say they only get $100 million of it because of taxes. That's still at least $2 million per worker. Now, I know different workers are going to get paid more based off what they do, but even if you made $1 million, even if you made $500,000, that's more than enough to live off of. And Mojang is not, they're not money whores. Notch just said it himself that, he's not doing this for the money. He wants to do what's best for his customers and his community and, ultimately, the customers. Yeah, I already said that. So, I don't think he's going to do it solely because of money. And the other thing, is that Notch he doesn't work on the game anymore. I'm pretty sure he still, comes in and is like, hey, what are you guys doing? But he's not, the lead developer in the game anymore. He retired from it. I don't know why. I'm just going off of this thing I read by the Wall Street Journal, which is a good, reliable, site. Microsoft, I don't want music. Maybe lightly. So the next thing I want to talk about is that the reason why most people aren't going to care about this is because when people think of Minecraft and they think of the people who play it, they think of typically younger people. And typically younger people aren't as... they play the game way differently than me and the guys on VC play it, because the thing is that we all play survival. And we take the game, not to sound like a major gamer, but like we take it somewhat seriously. You know, we actually try and do cool new stuff and whatnot. And a lot of times, the younger people that play it, they just kind of like they do stuff in creative, or you know, they go back and forth. They don't mind cheating. They just play a lot of mini games and stuff like that. I'm not saying that stuff is bad because I do that too, but I mean that's all they do, and they get bored of it really easily because yeah, it is pretty boring compared to I think the survival game. And I'll tell you why. At least what I think why most of the younger kids that play the game don't get easily interested in it like I did when I started playing. Here's why, because I did start playing the game when I was 11. Well, you know, that's the age that I said, or I didn't say an age, but that's, you know, an age of most people that play the game. But now if you were to go buy the game, it has creative mode in it. And when I first get the game, and if I were 11 or 12 and I saw that there's 2 different game modes, you can fly around, have unlimited resources, and you never die. Versus you have to get your resources, you can die, you got health, you gotta keep yourself fed. That's kind of like, ooh, I don't want to do that. That's boring. that takes a lot of work. So they go into creative, they do their thing, typically not real intricate stuff, and then they're like, wow, this gets boring pretty easily, and then they move on to a different game. But the reason why I stayed with the game is because when I started playing in this version for one thing, which is kind of why I went to this world, and VC isn't up, or no, it's lagging real bad for me, which is partially my fault. But I started playing the game in survival, and I didn't have quite the community that there is today, so I had to figure stuff out on my own. You know, I learned that, like, this was the coolest thing in the game, just to spam arrows like that, you know, things like that. I learned that just from progressively playing the game, and just learning this stuff just by playing it. And when you do something in survival mode, versus doing it creative mode, in survival mode you feel a lot better about it, because in creative mode, if you make an automatic fish farm or an automatic sugarcane farm or wheat farm, it's like, oh, this is cool. Why do I need wheat for in a creative world? I have everything. Versus in survival, where you have to get all the resources, you have to plan it out, you got to make an area where you're gonna build it. You know, it can't be super flat, obviously. And then you got to get all the materials. It takes you a while to build because, you know, you can't fly around, and that's just it's harder, but it feels a lot better. So then when this creative mode came out, I honestly didn't really care that much. I was just kind of like, I know that survival mode is actually way more fun, even though it may not sound as fun. It just is. So I think that's the main reason why most young kids don't stay playing it and play the game what I call, you know, more maturely, where we like to do, you know, new stuff and create stuff like, you know, farms and whatnot, or even, you know, building, just straight up building. It's a lot different, I think. The next point is that a lot of the younger people that play it are on Xbox. And I'm not just gonna go, oh, they're gonna stop doing all the Xbox stuff, or they're gonna stop all the PC and PlayStation. I'm not saying that, but what I also heard from another video is that they're kind of just going to slow it down because Microsoft wants their product to be the best. So they're going to boost Xbox and Xbox One because that's their product. So it just makes sense for them to do that. So, you know, and I don't think that Microsoft has the right mindset about the game. Like, typically people are so excited about snapshots and stuff for the PC, with Notch being kind of secretive and stuff, you know, not totally revealing details and stuff like that. I don't think Microsoft is going to be like that. I just think they don't have quite the right vision for it. I'm not saying they're going to totally trash the game. I'm just saying that I think they're going to focus a lot more on their Xbox version of it more than they will the PlayStation or PC for that matter, just because they're competitive. They're competing against Sony and PlayStation, and that's just the way companies are. I'm not saying it's bad, but it does kind of suck. I wish, you know, that it would stay as it is, because Mojang can be individual. That's how it's been so successful, I think, is that they're not this, you know, giant, enormous company that everybody knows of. And, you know, it's not a surefire thing. I just read that, you know, they're like serious about this, like there's a good chance it'll go through and that they'll make this deal. So, you know, as far as what it means for me, it probably doesn't mean anything. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Is that it means something, it's just that it won't necessarily directly affect me. You know, it's not like they're just going to cancel the game. Like I said, they're not just going to do that because they know they would piss off a lot of people, a lot of PC gamers, because, you know, that's where the game originally was. But, you know, I think Mojang, I don't think they will, because they know that their community of the mature gamers, like, you know, Mojang knows about Minecraft, for example. That's the mature group of people that play the game. They, you know, they don't take from each other and stuff. They're not all about, you know, just blowing stuff up and whatnot, except for some people. So, you know, I just think that Notch isn't likely to just do that because he's not a money whore, like I said earlier. So I don't think he'll just do this just for the money. But, you know, that's my opinion of it. This is kind of random. I wouldn't normally do something like this. I wouldn't normally talk about this. I was just gonna make it a VC episode, but can't get on a VC right now, so I just hopped into this random beta world that I've been playing on for a while, and I thought I'd just go with it. But just the last thing I have to say though is that Minecraft has been the game that it is for the past, or I think that Minecraft is the game that I've played, and I feel like I've grown the most from playing this game because, for example, Call of Duty. I used to play that game a lot, and I played it for a long time, but nothing ever really changed with the game. I mean, you could say, yeah, I got better. You know, they introduced some new game modes, but you're still shooting. You're still shooting and throwing grenades, and there's different guns, but it's not the same. You know, Minecraft, there's new features, and there's new stuff. It's just different, you know. It's, you know, it's sandboxy. It is a sandbox game. So I'm not sure Microsoft is gonna, because they're not gonna be able to like settle on their ideas very easily. Because, you know, when they had 40 people, they could just sit down for an hour or two and just talk about what you think would be cool for the game. It's just to say that I'm a part of Minecraft, or I'm part of Microsoft, and I don't work for I don't work for Minecraft. I work for this and this. It's like Minecraft is just going to be like a byproduct of Microsoft. I hope I said that right. Minecraft is a byproduct of Microsoft. Versus Mojang, where Mojang is like a byproduct of Minecraft, because he only made that company so he could like manage the money that he was getting, and he couldn't do it by himself anymore. He needed some help. He didn't want it to be this big corporation, though, like Microsoft is. I'm not saying that Microsoft is a bad company. I'm just saying that they're not quite as Mojang is more private, and it's just more personal, I think, when they come up with ideas, versus there may be 10,000 people working on Minecraft, and you say that's a lot more people. You think they're gonna do better, but they're not. The lead, Bill Gates, isn't gonna be like, yeah, we really gotta focus on this game. You know, he's gotta focus on other stuff, so it's easy for him to get you know, distracted and not doing as good of a job. But I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up. I've been kind of pondering what I was gonna say like all day at school today and stuff. So thank you for watching. Also, one thing that's kind of funny right now that I'm just gonna say is my dad is in DC right now, which is kind of interesting, and he got a Snapchat, and he's been Snapchatting my sister. My dad's 40 years old, and he's really weird, so I think that's kind of funny. That's probably gonna be it. I hope you listen to me rant and dig out this hole and chop down trees, because I rarely ever come on this world. But I just thought I'd share my opinions on this. So thanks for watching.